and welcome back to my channel. Today, in this video, we're going to be diving into the fascinating world of startups. And actually, we have two amazing women from the oldest business school in the whole world, aka ESCP. And they actually have their own incubator named Blue Factory. And actually, an incubator helps you build businesses and build startups by meeting other people and even by having people to help you in your journey. And I really was fascinated by this because I also took their lessons in their course at the START program, and I want to be able to share this experience with you guys by interviewing these two great women, aka Maeva Tordo and Manuella Ndong. So they're even based in different campuses around the world and not only online, aka London, Paris,
Torino,
and even Berlin. And I just really am excited to be able to share this to you guys today. And well, what are we waiting for? Let's get right into the video.
Now we are offering solutions to support entrepreneurs from ESCP on all of our campus in Paris, London, Berlin, Madrid, and Torino.
The main goals of the START programs is really to dive into concrete example of entrepreneurs, experienced entrepreneurs.
What did you keep from this program? What was one or two things that really helped you during the program?
I really loved the part when we were actually trying to pitch and the part of when we were explaining how to actually present your product. So here guys, we have the two women themselves, Miss Maeva, and Miss Manuela, who are two people who actually work at Blue Factory, which is this incubator which was made by ESCP. Oh, and it's, by the way, like one of the top incubators in the whole world, like in the top ranked. And well, today we're going to be interviewing them on what is Blue Factory and well, basically, how do they actually help people build startups and how do they help us actually make businesses? So, first of all, what actually inspired you?
So hey, it's really nice to be there. When you're asking about what inspired us, I'm thinking about the inspiration for the Blue Factory, and I think the main thing that put us building it 15 years ago, because it is the 15-year birthday of the Blue Factory, was the fact that any human being has the capacity to create, and that's the possibility to activate that and to offer anyone being able to bring new solutions, ideas, and projects to everyone.
Okay, and well, when did you actually start doing this? Since the beginning of Blue Factory?
Yeah, absolutely. So on my side, I had the chance to arrive at ESCP in 2006 as a student, and the Blue Factory was founded in 2009. That was really the beginning of the creation of incubators and accelerators in the world, and especially in universities and schools. And so we've built the whole program. It started very small in a little place underground, and now we are offering solutions to support entrepreneurs from ESCP on all of our campus in Paris, London, Berlin, Madrid, and Torino. And we are there to open the ways to entrepreneurs, which means opening them to ecosystem partners, to mentors and experts, and to their own inner creativity to help them build project that matters at any stage of their development.
Okay. And well, actually, what makes the START program unique compared to other incubation systems and programs?
So we have different types of programs. As I was saying, we are here to support entrepreneurs at different stage of their adventure. So the START program is really our program that is dedicated to participants who are having an idea that they are developing and working on, or trying to find other people that could help them, or just people who are like exploring really at the very beginning of the stage of their adventure. And then we have other programs, the one that is called Launch for the one who are starting to prototype, so to build something, Seed, people who are starting to sell, and Scale, those one who are scaling their project. So the Start program is really at the beginning, and what makes it unique, there are different points. One point is like it's fully online and fully in English. So anyone can access it, and I know you are you have participated, and it was also because it was possible online and in English. So we have every semester 80 participants that are really everywhere in the world. The other thing is that we are really generalist, and we are helping people to discover their capacity to create. So we don't give the recipes, but we really give them the autonomy to become creators along the program. And this is made with a mix between peer coaching, so the different participants are working together and really learning together what they are doing along the way. You have individual coaching, and you have also experienced entrepreneurs who are really without taboo, telling them truly what is their own experience of creation and the difficulties they may had and the solutions they found, and the fact that in the end, entrepreneurship is an adventure that you cannot plan in advance.
So your campus, your programs, especially the Start program, you're saying that it's international and anyone around the world can actually access it online from that? Yeah.
Absolutely. However, you need to be connected to ESCP or one of our partner school for now to be able to apply, but that's the idea.
Okay. And is it only in English?
It's all in English, absolutely.
Perfect. So what are the main goals of the START program for its participants, Miss Manuela?
So the main goals of the START programs is really to dive into concrete example of entrepreneurs, experienced entrepreneurs. So to provide the participant a concrete, insightful experience of entrepreneurs that have been there, and so they learn through how to start, how to start even like small, how to prototype, how to do it with the smallest and the easiest tools to start, and then see the bigger picture. But really to demystify a bit what we learn and what we hear about entrepreneurship, mainly on the internet with people and stuff. Really to go deep down on the ground and understand that sometimes you can build something step by step and with small steps also. It's also an international program, the fact that everything is online, that you meet peers from all around the world. So the networking is really rich, and so you can meet people that are at the same stage of advancement that you are, or even more advanced, but you learn from what they are doing. So it's really also this peer-to-peer situation that is rich, and is one of the goals of the program.
Because I could also see when I was doing a few of your programs, I could see that you would usually start off explaining a concept, and then you would go and divide the Zoom into a few classrooms, where then you would have like different groups of people who can like communicate to maybe have an idea on a project, and then from that communication, from that kind of teamwork, maybe then they can find other people in the same domain to maybe like network with and help build things with. So
Yeah.
it's a very it's not only incubator which helps you build your business, but also helps you make your connection and network bigger with it. Okay. And well, can you tell us about the types of online sessions offered in the programs and their content?
Yes, so basically the programs happens twice in a year. So it's usually 4 months of support. We are a school, so our agenda is really close to the university agenda as well. So from September to December, we open the door for the people who wants to follow the program. And usually we do 5 online sessions. And it's pretty much divided in 2 parts, as you were saying. One which is more about listening entrepreneurs' experiences. We tackle topics throughout those 5 sessions. And then the second hour is more like, as you were saying, connecting people in breakout rooms, make them network. For those who are more advanced, we were having, and we have specific mentor session for them. So the main idea is and how the online session works is really we break down between testimonials and then go deep down on the projects and idea of the participants.
Okay. And well, what kind of feedback do participants, like you said, receive during the online pitch session? Because like I remember that you had like different kind of lessons during your 4 months of content. And at one point I remember you doing like this pitching session where basically you were supposed to talk about your idea. And well, what kind of feedback do participants receive when actually doing the pitching session?
Yeah, so throughout those 5 masterclass, then the last one is about pitching. That is true, and usually we propose to those who are the most ready and the most also advanced to pitch their projects in front of entrepreneurs that are more like mentors rather than a jury, and so they give feedbacks to the pitch on its form, so how the pitch was giving, if all the ideas and all the concept was clear about the project. And so it's really more like feedback to improve the pitch or to change some few things. The other participant of the program can also follow the pitch, so it's also a peer-to-peer feedback that they can give at this moment.
Yeah, so not only they communicate and they learn, but then also they're able to from what they've actually been doing, they're able to actually give the feedback and help make it even like better. So how does the START program help students and alumni discover and develop this creative processes?
That's a big question. Manuela was mentioning just before the fact that our pedagogy can be synthesized with the expression demystifying entrepreneurship. And that's a lot what we bring with the START program. Often we realize that participants, when they arrive, they have the idea that there is a way to follow if you want to create something. There are some rules, there is a recipe, there is something they don't know. What we really bring to them is the consciousness that, in fact, the creation process, the creation capacity of human being is something that they already have it. They were born with it. So that the first thing is that we are breaking down all the preconceived ideas that forbid people to move on in a very organic way. So there's something that is a bit difficult to tell you just like that, and that maybe also you can testify from it if you've been following our masterclasses. But usually people who go through our program, everything is imagined so that they realize that in the end, developing a new project is going step by step, trusting your instinct and intuition, being very, very careful in observing around you, listening, testing, and not kind of betting or pushing you to, force yourself to reach an objective that is something that is not nurtured by the mystery of every day. And maybe to give to give 2 images that we share in the program and that I think are really representative to this creative process that we try to transfer to the participants. There is one image, which is the image of the forest. We explained that as an adventurer that is going into an unknown project, you can only be aware of what is around you. As someone that goes in a forest that nobody went in before, you cannot know what will be in 20 kilometers. And so if you are planning too much and willing to follow some planned map, you will lose the discovery of something that maybe will happen in 3 kilometers, and you decided you would walk 5 today. So the first thing is this adventure and relationship to the unknown. And the other images is the image of a seed of a tree.
Mhm.
That show you that in a seed you have everything that the tree will be, But at the same time, the seed needs time and an evolution that can feel a bit slow for this current, very fast startup world, but that in fact is essential. If you want the tree to be 10 meters old, it has to be 1 centimeter tall at some point. And so this trust in the process and this pleasure taken in the process is something that is key if you want to be able to create. That was a bit long, but that's how I can share.
All right. So can you share any success stories that emerged from the START project program?
Well, there have been so many projects we've been supporting in the last year. It's hard to spot, but I can give some example that today are companies that have been growing and are still on. One, I'm thinking about Ofruti. Ofruti, it's a company that is based in Dakar, in Senegal. Laura, the founder, she arrived in Dakar and she at some point meet someone that explained to her that there was a problem with the fact that you have many mangoes that are growing and then lost on the floor in Senegal, and that nobody make anything from them. And so she built Ofruti, that now you have factories with women who are transforming the mangoes in dry mangoes that are delicious and that are even now sold in Europe. And that was a beautiful project because, I mean, she was in Senegal, so super far. The fact that the START program was online really allowed us to be able to support her. And it was really, I don't know, a beautiful story of, at the same time, personal coaching, but also collective workshop, and that really worked well. Another project I'm thinking about is called Swag Studio. It's a dance studio. It's an association, by the way. And Pauline, when she was in the START program, she was still working in a company at that time. She was a consultant and she had this project in her heart and she didn't really know how to manage with her consulting job. And during the program, she really moved on the project, and as Manuela mentioned before, was really concretely step-by-step prototyping and making it happen as small as it could be. To tell you, it started with the class dance that she did in her own building where she was living. So she started, prototyping, homemade prototyping, and today she has a studio in Paris and she's opening a studio in Marseille. What would be another example I could give from the start? We had also an Italian entrepreneur who developed cosmetics made with oyster shells, which are scrubbing made of the organic material.
Okay.
Yeah, so many projects, and what is interesting is through the start they could develop and then they could move on and be supported in a further program that we have to grow the companies.
Okay, merci. Thank you. For some advanced projects, how does the launch and seed projects differ from the START program?
Yes, so the main differences between those two programs you were mentioning, launch and seed, and rather than the start, is the stage of advancements. First of all, for who can join it, start is open even if you don't have an idea, you're curious, but you're really committed to join the master classes and to be part of the networking and the community. This launch gonna be dedicated for those who are starting to prototyping, and the idea is to support them until the first prototype that they can present or they can pitch. So the phase is different and the content will be those online master classes, but then the support will be additional mentorship, coaching, one-to-one with the founders of the project. The fact of being followed by the Blue Factory team throughout all the semester, but even after. And for the seed, again, the stage of advancement is really different because those entrepreneurs, they are starting to sell. This is their first sale, but still they are really more advanced in their project. and they are supporting throughout 1 year. They are selected on application. They pass a jury also to be part of this program, and they have the possibility to have access of coaching, again, mentorship with experts, seminars that we are doing locally, and the fact of having also an office within the Blue Factory campus.
Okay. And well, what advice would you give us to future participants of the START program to make the most out of this great experience?
On my side, I think the advice I would give is really to be active as participant, which is we bring many things on the table, but the reality is like if you want to make the most of it, you have to reach out to the other participants, as you have a list of them to really come to the master classes and to really take your part of this adventure.
I was about to say commitment also, but I think it's also to accept the fact that even if you join the program with one idea, it could like change, or you could abandon this idea, or you could, not to be too in love of your idea. It sounds cliche, but it's sometimes it's happened. But just agree that it's evolution, and you can join the program and then see what happened at the end, and it's okay.
Okay. And from what I've
And yours.
Okay. So from what I would say as a participant, I would say that it's always good, especially like on the key points and on like on the presentation that you give, especially like on the slides and that. Try to focus on the diagrams. Try to maybe take a screenshot, maybe just try to focus on it, and then trying to take some ideas if you don't have a business idea yet, and just try to fit in ideas that you just have on top of your mind, and then try to see what would work well with this. How can I make one of my favorite ideas work well with what you're saying? It's like you want to try to adapt, like you have a bunch of ideas, then you want to try to adapt what you're saying in your recommendations with your actual ideas, and then that's honestly how some of my ideas I've a few ideas, but that's honestly how I would think as a participant. But
And maybe can you and I have a question just to know. Could you say in 1 or 2 example what really what did you keep from this program? What was 1 or 2 things that really helped you during the program?
I really loved the part when we were actually trying to pitch, and the part of when we were explaining how to actually present your product. So in the pitching, I really just love being able to know what are the things that you want to be able to, what are the main things and key things that you want to be able to present in the first like few minutes, and what are the main things. And in terms of like the actual marketing of your product, I remember that honestly you should have like a targeted audience of course, all the time, and that you should be able to have a specific age, specific amount of people, type of people, and always have your goal in mind, basically. But that's honestly what I've learned and what I've really loved about this course. But finally, a question for both of you again. What is your message to the people watching? What is there anything that particular that you want to say?
I would say that keep being curious about everything, trying to find what are the most interest for you, and that you want to build an idea on it or find a solution to a accurate problem. And about Blue Factory, I would say that we are, even if we are linked to the ESCP, we're still really open to also external people and see how we can also like merge and help everyone. I know maybe everyone is a lot of people, but we are still open also for externals.
Yeah, absolutely. And to add on that, so it's true that if you are listening to this video, we do have events that are also open to all, that we do either on our campuses in Europe or even online. So you can, if you follow us on Instagram and LinkedIn, or if you check our website, you can see it. Even on YouTube, we put some of our conferences. So there is part of our offer that is for ESCP. And then about entrepreneurship, I think it was my point before. It's like you really like it's an experience of every day, and it's a pleasure of every day, and it's an adventure of every day. So really take out of your mind this idea of, if you have it, of one day reaching a certain achievement path, and more really experiencing the magic of the exploration.
Okay. Well, thank you for this great interview. Thank you for telling us more about Blue Factory and this really top tier incubator. And well, thank you.
Thank you for
Thank
the
you.
invitation.